I'ma produce every time. I can't fumble it. I can't fumble. Couple dudes like that was like, you know, help me with my whole like start and how I think and how I look at the music game. So like I mentioned Dirk in her, I mentioned Gotti in her.
Pooh Shiesty knows the new Gucci. He don't know the Gucci we know. If something like that did happen, it's just not smart. Even if you cannot, and you understand this, make somebody sign something under duress. If you did do this, let's say this happened.
Yeah.
Now Gucci got the power to put your ass on the shelf. Put you on the shelf, tie you up 2-3 years, trying to get out of contract. Every time you put something up, he can snatch that shit right on down. This is just real shit.
Okay, I will say this though.
Like, why would you can't?
It is hard to believe that Pooh Shiesty could be dumb enough to do this. When you look at the cases that Pooh Shiesty has that led to him getting those years in prison, I mean, it was hard to believe those things happened as well.
Showed that it can be done. Like, all you gotta do is want it. You gotta sober it up. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot of the similar traits because I realized that he woke up when he was in there. You know what I'm saying? Like, he really woke up and he wasn't just in there playing or, you know, not taking it serious. Another thing he told me too was like, Shiesty, you 20 years old going to go see what I saw at 35 years old. You know, you got a head start as long as you got this out the way first, you know. Fortunately, it had to happen, but it happened, bro. It is what it is, so you got to get this out the way early. You know what I'm saying? It could have been too late for me if I wouldn't ever came out and played it right, so take advantage of that too, you know what I'm saying? So that stuck with me.
Would you ever forgive someone who crossed a serious line with your wife while you were sitting in a jail cell? That quiet question is hanging over the rap world right now. What many people think is just a label issue may actually be reopening one of hip-hop's deepest and most painful feuds. With Pooh Shiesty finally back home, the tension between Yo Gotti and Gucci Mane no longer feels like old history. Feels active again. What started as business decisions is beginning to look personal, and the real story goes much deeper than most fans realize. When Pooh Shiesty was released, the timing could not have been bigger. While he was locked up, the music industry changed quickly. Streaming revenue grew fast, artists were getting larger deals, and labels were spending heavy money on stars who could bring instant buzz. Even though Shiesty was gone, his music never disappeared. His songs kept playing, his name stayed relevant, and his fan base continued to grow. Quietly, his value increased. By the time he came home, he had become one of the most desired artists in the industry. Everyone behind the scenes knew it. That is when things started to feel strange. Almost immediately after Shiesty's release, Yo Gotti began showing public support in a very loud way. This was not subtle encouragement. Gotti posted Shiesty like he was already part of CMG, his label. The message felt intentional, like a signal to the industry that he was making a serious play. It caught attention because Shiesty was not a free agent in the usual sense. He is the face of Gucci Mane's 1017 label. Then came another move that raised eyebrows. Glorilla, CMG's biggest rising artist, quickly linked up with Shiesty for a song right after his release. In the music business, timing is rarely accidental. To industry insiders, it looked like positioning. Almost like Gotti was saying, "This is what we can offer you." When you combine that with Gotti's public posts, it stopped looking like friendly support and started feeling like a power move. This mattered because of history. Many younger fans do not remember that Yo Gotti and Gucci Mane were once close. In the early 2010s, they were major forces in the South. Gucci ruled Atlanta's trap scene, while Gotti represented North Memphis. Both came from nothing. Both built their reputations through pure grind. When they worked together, it felt genuine. Their collaborations did not look forced or promotional. There was real respect between them, which made their fallout hurt even more. The first major crack appeared over a release date. October 17th was not just a random day to Gucci Mane. It was his brand. 1017 was his identity, not just a number. He spent months promoting a project tied to that date. Everything was lined up for his moment. Then Yo Gotti announced his own project dropping on the same day. Gotti later said it was a mistake, but from Gucci's perspective, it did not feel that way. In hip-hop, release dates matter. When two major artists drop at the same time, attention is split. Streams are divided. Headlines get shared. Gucci felt his moment was stepped on. To him, this was not business. Felt like betrayal. He even tweeted about it, making it clear that he was upset. Although Gotti eventually moved his release date, the damage was already done. Trust had been broken. But that issue was only part of the story. The real wound had nothing to do with music. It involved a woman. While Gucci was dealing with legal trouble, Yo Gotti admitted in an interview that he had been involved with the woman who later became Gucci's wife. He laughed about it, but fans were shocked. In street culture, that kind of situation is considered a serious violation. Business problems can sometimes be fixed. Personal ones rarely are. That interview changed how people viewed everything. Suddenly, the release date clash did not seem accidental. It looked like part of a larger pattern. Gucci never publicly forgave that moment. From that point on, their brotherhood was finished. After more legal trouble, Gucci went away again. When he finally came home, he was different. He was calmer, more focused, and more strategic. The wild online behavior was gone. Instead of making noise, he rebuilt quietly. And that is when he made one of the smartest moves of his career. Now, with Pooh Shiesty back and Yo Gotti making bold moves, old wounds are reopening. What looks like business on the surface may be touching unresolved pain underneath. In hip-hop, history never really disappears. It waits for the right moment to return. Gucci Mane signing Pooh Shiesty was a major moment. Shiesty brought back that raw, fearless energy people associated with early Gucci, but he did it in a way that spoke to a younger audience. He fit the 1017 brand perfectly. Almost overnight, Gucci had a new face for his label. Everything looked set for a long, successful run, and the future seemed clear. Then everything changed. In 2021, Pooh Shiesty was hit with a federal firearms conspiracy case and received a 5-year sentence. For many artists, that kind of setback would end their career. Momentum usually disappears, fans move on, and labels quietly cut ties. But Gucci did the opposite. He stayed loyal. He trimmed down his roster and kept only a few artists, including Shiesty and Fujiano. That move sent a loud message throughout the industry. Gucci was not walking away. He was building around Shiesty even while he was locked up. That loyalty made what happened next feel all too familiar. As Shiesty's buzz slowly returned and his value began to rise again, Yo Gotti stepped back into the picture. Just like before, quiet conversations started happening behind closed doors. Rumors began to spread. Some reports claimed the money being discussed at 1017 did not fully match Shiesty's current worth. It was not small money, but it also was not superstar-level pay. To people watching closely, it looked like loyalty was being expected more than it was being rewarded. At the same time, CMG was thriving. The label had a strong lineup, serious funding, and major reach. Yo Gotti had momentum on his side and the ability to offer bigger opportunities. So when he began showing public support for Shiesty, many did not see it as friendly encouragement. It looked more like recruitment. From Gucci's point of view, it may have felt like history repeating itself. Once again, Gotti appeared when something connected to Gucci gained value. First it was a release date. Now it was his biggest artist. This situation places Pooh Shiesty in a difficult position. On one side is Gucci Mane, the man who believed in him early, gave him his platform and stayed solid while he was incarcerated. On the other side is Yo Gotti, a powerful label boss with money, visibility, and momentum. That is not an easy decision. Modern hip-hop is different than it used to be. Loyalty does not always come first anymore. Artists now focus on ownership, respect, and long-term security. If Shiesty feels underpaid or undervalued, business may outweigh emotion. That is the reality of today's industry. Feelings matter, but contracts shape futures. Still, this move would not only affect Shiesty's career. It would shift label power across the South. If CMG were to take away 1017's biggest star, it would send a clear message. It would show that loyalty has limits. It would encourage artists to demand their full worth. And it would reopen a rivalry that never truly healed. Because this story is not just about paperwork. It is about unresolved history. Gucci Mane and Yo Gotti never fully made peace. They simply stopped addressing their issues in public. Unfinished conflicts do not disappear. They wait quietly for the right moment to return. Without even realizing it, Pooh Shiesty has stepped into the middle of that old battlefield. Whatever choice he makes will echo far beyond a single deal. It could reopen old wounds and change the balance of power in Southern rap. What makes this situation even more tense is how closely it mirrors the past. Years ago, one business decision turned a strong relationship into a bitter rivalry. Now, another business move could turn silence into open tension again. Different era. Same pattern. The industry is watching closely. If Shiesty decides to leave 1017, it will not stay quiet for long. It will be seen as a statement. And when old history gets stirred up, it tends to respond loudly. At the core of all this is a simple truth. Hip-hop may change, but respect still matters. Sounds evolve. Deals grow bigger. But betrayals do not fade easily. They resurface when power shifts. And right now, power is shifting once again. So the real question is not just where Pooh Shiesty will sign next. The real question is whether the past is about to repeat itself. Because some of the biggest industry battles do not begin with diss records. They start with quiet decisions made behind closed doors. By the time everyone realizes what happened, the damage is already done. This situation is far from finished. The next move could change everything. What is happening right now behind the scenes will not only shape Shiesty's future, but also influence the direction of the rap game itself. Old history, unfinished business, and big money are colliding at the same time. And when that happens, surprises are guaranteed. Stay locked in because this story is only getting started.